Have you ever woken up one day, looked in the mirror, and thought, is this really the life I want to live? Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe your habits are running you instead of the other way around. Or maybe you're searching for something, a shift, a change, a way to break free from the patterns that keep you feeling, well, ordinary. I was there once. And that's when I came across the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers of all time. I decided to take 5 of his most powerful principles and turn them into habits just for a week. I thought, what's the worst that could happen? But what happened next? It completely rewired how I think, how I act, and even how I see myself. And in today's video, I'm going to share those 5 life-changing habits with you. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Because trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to want to come back for more. And stay until the very end, because the last habit, that one changed my relationships, my confidence, and honestly, my entire perspective on life. 1. The morning mind reset, memento mori. Have you ever woken up feeling like you're just going through the motions? Like every day is just a repeat of the last? You wake up, grab your phone, scroll through social media, get lost in other people's lives, and before you know it, an hour is gone. You rush through your morning already feeling behind. That was me every single day until I tried something that completely rewired my mind. And I want you to try it too, just for one morning. Instead of reaching for my phone, I lay there in silence and asked myself, what if today was my last day? Now, before you think, whoa, that's dark, hear me out. This idea comes from memento mori, a Stoic principle that Marcus Aurelius lived by. It means, remember, you will die. But it's not meant to be scary, it's meant to be freeing. Because when you really think about it, death isn't the enemy of life. It's what makes life matter. You wake up next to the love of your life. Maybe you've been together for years, or maybe you're still waiting to meet them. But let's say today is your last day together. How would you love them? Would you scroll through your phone while they're talking to you? Or would you look into their eyes, memorize their voice, feel the warmth of their presence? Think about the person you love most in this world. Maybe it's a partner, a parent, a best friend. What if today was the last time you'd ever hear their voice? Would you argue over something small? Or would you hug them like you never want to let go? This one habit changed everything for me. Because when I started waking up with this thought, what if today was my last day? I stopped taking things for granted. I started living fully. Instead of rushing through my mornings, I felt them. The warmth of my coffee, the sound of birds outside, the simple joy of just being alive. And when things annoyed me, traffic, emails, stress, I reminded myself, is this worth wasting my last day on? 99% of the time, the answer was no. Try this tomorrow morning. Just one time. When you wake up, don't grab your phone. Just lay there. Take a deep breath. And ask yourself, if today was my last day, how would I live it? And then live that way. Because one day, it will be your last. And the best way to prepare for that day is to make sure you truly lived every single one before it. 2. Win the morning, win the day. Now, let's talk about the second habit that changed everything for me. And if you've ever struggled with feeling unmotivated, procrastinating, or just feeling like your days slip away without anything really getting done, you need to hear this. Because I was that person. I used to wake up late, hit snooze 5 times, rush through my morning, and by the time I actually got started on my day, I already felt behind, and that energy carried through everything. But Marcus Aurelius had a simple rule. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for? That hit me hard. So I tried something. For 1 week, I forced myself to wake up 1 hour earlier than usual. No snooze button. No excuses. And instead of wasting that hour, I did something that mattered. Some mornings I read a book. Not just any book, but something that would feed my mind. something that made me think. Other mornings I wrote in a journal, just 5 minutes, but it gave me clarity on my thoughts, my emotions, my life. And on the hardest mornings, I worked out, even when I didn't feel like it, especially when I didn't feel like it. And let me tell you, that 1 hour, it changed the way I lived the other 23. Because when you win the morning, you win the day. Think about it like this. Imagine you and your partner have an argument. It's early in the morning, you're both tired, and something small sets you off. Maybe it's the way they left the dishes in the sink. Maybe it's something they said without thinking. You snap, they snap back. And suddenly, the entire tone of your day is ruined. You feel distant, disconnected. But what if, instead, you took that extra morning hour for yourself? What if you started your day with peace instead of stress? With gratitude instead of frustration? What if you spent that time becoming a better, calmer, stronger version of yourself, so when those little things happened, they didn't shake you? This one habit, waking up early and using that time wisely, completely changed my relationships, my focus, my entire energy, and I want you to try it. Set your alarm for 1 hour earlier tomorrow, just 1 hour. And when it goes off, get up, no snooze button. No, just 5 more minutes. And then use that hour to become better. Read, write, move your body. Do something that makes you feel alive. Because when you win that first hour, you win everything that comes after. 3. Control what you can, ignore what you can't. Have you ever had a fight with someone you love, your partner, your best friend, maybe even a family member, and hours later, you were still thinking about it? The words they said, the way they acted, it kept replaying in your mind like a song you couldn't turn off. I used to be like that too. One argument could ruin my entire day. One bad moment. And I'd spiral thinking of all the ways I could have responded differently. All the ways they were wrong, and all the things I should have said. But here's the truth. We waste so much energy worrying about things we can't control. Marcus Aurelius had a simple but powerful belief. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. That hit me. Because the moment I understood this, everything changed. Let me tell you a story. There was a time when someone I loved deeply, someone I truly cared about, hurt me. Not in a physical way, but in a way that cut deep. You know that kind of pain, right? The kind where your chest feels heavy. Your mind won't shut up, and no matter what you do, you can't stop thinking about what they did. I wanted to fix it. To make them see my side. To make them understand how much they hurt me. But then I realized, I can't control them. I can't control what they did. I can't control how they feel. The only thing I can control? Me. How I react. How I move forward. So for 1 week I practiced this habit. Every time something bothered me, I asked myself one question: is this within my control? If yes, I did something about it. If no, I let it go. And when I tell you this saved me so much emotional energy, I mean it. Imagine this in your own life. Maybe your partner forgets your anniversary. You could spend days upset, feeling like they don't love you enough. Or you could communicate how you feel and move forward. Because the past, you can't change it. Maybe your ex moved on faster than you did. You could overthink every detail, wondering what they're doing now, who they're with. Or you could realize that their choices are out of your hands. And the only thing that matters? How you live your own life. Try this today. The next time something frustrates you, pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, can I control this? If the answer is no, let it go. Because life is too short to waste energy on things you can't change. 4. Speak less, listen more. Have you ever had a conversation with someone you love, maybe your partner, your best friend, or even your parent, where you felt like they weren't really listening to you? Like you were talking, but you could see their mind drifting. Maybe they were waiting for their turn to speak. Maybe they were thinking about something else entirely. And doesn't that hurt? Now here's the hard truth. We all do it too. I used to be that person. The one who always had something to say. The one who thought they were listening, but was really just waiting for their turn to talk. Then I read something from Marcus Aurelius. That changed my entire approach to conversations. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen more, talk less. So for 1 week, I made a rule for myself. In every conversation, I would listen more than I spoke. When someone talked, I wouldn't interrupt. I wouldn't rush to respond. Instead, I'd pause, reflect, and really hear what they were saying. And you know what happened? People opened up to me more. Conversations felt deeper. And I realized most people are desperate to be heard. Think about your own relationships. Have you ever had a moment where your partner was telling you something important? Instead of really listening, you were thinking about what to say next? Or maybe while they were talking, you were distracted by your phone, your thoughts, or something completely unrelated? Now imagine how different your relationship would feel if the next time they spoke, you gave them your full attention. Try this today. The next time someone talks to you, whether it's your partner, your friend, or even a stranger, pause before responding. Take a breath. Listen not just to reply, but to understand. Because when people feel truly heard, they open their hearts to you in ways you never imagined. 5. Do one hard thing every day. When was the last time you did something that truly scared you? Not in a watching a horror movie kind of way, but in a way that made your heart race, that made you uncomfortable, that made you question if you could even do it? For the longest time, I avoided hard things. If a conversation felt uncomfortable, I avoided it. If a workout was too hard, I skipped it. If a challenge seemed too big, I told myself maybe later. But then I read one of Marcus Aurelius' most famous lines. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. And that's when it hit me. The things we avoid, the things that scare us, the things we keep putting off, those are the exact things we need to do. So I challenged myself. Every single day I would do one hard thing. One day it was waking up early when I wanted to sleep in. Another day, it was finally having that uncomfortable conversation I'd been avoiding. One time, it was going to a social event alone, even though I wanted to cancel. And you know what happened? I started feeling stronger. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, I stopped running from challenges. And I started facing them head on. And the best part? My relationships changed too. Think about the love of your life. Maybe they're with you right now, or maybe you're still searching for them. But imagine if every time things got hard, you ran. Every time there was a tough conversation, you avoided it. Real love, deep, unbreakable love requires strength. So starting today, I challenge you. Do one hard thing every day. If you've been avoiding a conversation, have it. If there's a fear holding you back, face it. If there's something you know you need to do it. Because the more you challenge yourself, the stronger you become. And the stronger you become, the better you'll love and the better you'll live. These 5 habits, they changed my life. And they can change yours too. Now, if you've made it this far, I want you to do one thing. Comment below, what's one hard thing you're going to do today? And there you have it, 5 habits that changed my life in just 1 week. 1. Start your day with memento mori. 2. Win the morning, win the day. 3. Control what you can, let go of what you can't. 4. Speak less, listen more. 5. Do one hard thing every day. Try them for just 1 week. See how they shift your mindset, your confidence, your entire life. And if you found this video valuable, hit that like button and subscribe because we're just getting started. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.